Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is my anime review of It's Not My Fault, I'm Not Popular. The series has finally ended. Now, supposedly there's a OVA that's going to come out October 22nd, so when that comes out, I will do a review of that separately. Alright, and put it in the same playlist as the episode reviews. But I'll do my review of the series right now. Alright, so the series is It's Not My Fault, I'm Not Popular is directed by, let's see if I can barely read this, Shin Onuma, and written by Takao Yoshioka, and the music's by Record, and it's by Studio Silverlink, and it's licensed by Sentai Filmworks, and it runs on TV Tokyo, TV HE, and whatever. And it ran from July 8th, 2013 to September 23rd, 2013, and it lasted for 12 episodes. And there's actually 2 manga adaptations apparently. The first one was written by Nico Tanigawa and produced by Square Enix, believe it or not. And the English publisher was Yen Press. And demographic is shonen. No, it's fucking not. And magazine is Gon Comics Online, and originally ran from August 4th, 2011, and it's still ongoing. Currently at 5 episodes, and the second manga based on it is It's Not My Fault, I'm Not Popular, some extended name that I can't read, or maybe it's just Not My Fault, I'm Not Popular, whatever though. And it's written by Nico Tanigawa and published by Square Enix, and the demographic shonen. No, it's fucking not. And the magazine's Gon Joker, and originally ran from January 22nd, 2013, and it's still ongoing. And it doesn't say how many volumes. And like I said before, an OVA will be released October 22nd, 2014. Okay, never mind. It's still going to be a while yet. So yeah. Anyway, now that I've bored you all with that useless trivia, let's get into the review, shall we? The story follows first-year high schooler Tomoko Kuroki, who is a very socially awkward person, and I say that in the most literal term possible. She can barely talk to anyone outside of her family without almost fucking dying. I'm not exaggerating at all. And the whole series is basically her trying to deal with this and coming up with ways to try to make friends and try to talk to people but ultimately failing. And that's basically the whole gist of the series in and of itself. Now, the series plays itself off as comedic, basically. And at first, throughout the series, for the vast majority of it, I actually kind of liked it. Despite the fact that I used to be exactly like that. Alright. I'm still like that, but not nearly as bad as she is. So I'm able to look back on it and actually kind of laugh. And that's why I laughed at a lot of the jokes in here. But it eventually got to the point where it seemed just pathetic, and I stopped laughing at some of them. Now, it was still funny at the end, but a disappointment I had, kind of a complaint, I guess, was that it didn't really end with her overcoming her social awkwardness, or at least getting a lot better, which I was really hoping that it would have. I was really hoping that she'd develop past that, but no character development in this series. And in the final episode, it looked like it was going to. It looked like it was going to head in that direction, because at the beginning of the final episode, she was looking back on all of her past failures with people and basically hating herself for it. I thought for sure that her character was going to develop there, but nope. So yeah, that's a huge downer of this series. There's no character development at all. I was kind of hoping it would, towards the end, stop putting itself up for comedy and actually take itself seriously and actually help her get better, but nope. Now what's interesting is that she does actually have an old school or an old friend from middle school, but they went to different schools when they went to high school. Alright, her name is Yu Naruse, and both of them are huge otakus, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Tomoko's a huge otaku. She loves anime, she loves video games. Alright, she loves otome games, which are basically dating games for females. Alright, but she loves anime and manga, she loves video games, and so does Yu. Both of them used to hang out all the time and, you know, watch anime, play video games, I'm sure read manga as well. And so there's a few times in this series where they meet up with one another, and whatnot. We get to see her. I wish we saw a little bit more of her, but you know, what are you gonna do, huh? Now, the whole thing with Tomoko is that she envies everyone else for having friends, and that ends up, and ultimately that ends up that in her mind she ends up insulting them, like calling them bitches and whatnot. These people who she actually wants to be friends with, well, the females anyway, she calls them bitches and whatnot for basically being in. They're popular girls, and that's why she calls them that. But she even does that to you in the final episode, or no, I think it's the episode before the final episode. I don't remember for sure, but yeah. Way to talk about your friends, Tomoko. Yeah, there's Tomoko also has a brother named Tomoki, which, looking at the two of them, you'd think he's older, but no, he's still in middle school, which I think is kind of funny. And there's another character in here that I want to mention, definitely, which is Megumi Imai, which we don't actually meet till episode 11, I believe, and she's in episode 12 as well, a little bit. But episode 11 is basically the Culture Festival episode, and Imai is it seems to be a very popular girl, but she actually is willing to talk to Tomoko. Alright, and actually, it seemed like she wanted to be friends with her. Alright, and there's actually a little hint in episode 11 that she might be an otaku as well. That doesn't actually go anywhere, which I'm kind of disappointed in. But yeah. And, you know, in the final episode, in the final episode I think it was, or maybe it was still episode 11, don't remember for sure, Tomoko was going to try to officially make friends with her, but she freaked out because of a gust of wind that blew their skirts up, and then she just fled. So yeah. Also, one really funny thing I want to mention is that towards the end of the series there may have been some hints that, I think it was in episode 11 as well, where there may have been some hints that Yu is actually socially awkward too, because when she arrived, because Tomoko invited Yu to the Culture Festival, and when Yu arrived there, she couldn't find Tomoko at first, and she looked very reserved and very like, where's Tomoko? I don't want to talk to any of these people. You know, she really looked like that. And then as soon as Tomoko showed up, she turned around and gave her a big hug in relief. So yeah, there may have been some hints that Yu is actually very socially awkward too. Although I don't know how you wouldn't know that your best friend's not, or I don't know how you wouldn't know that your best friend's socially awkward, but that's the point, I guess. But unfortunately, that really never goes anywhere either, and I'm really wishing that it did. So there's a lots of disappointments and missed opportunities in this series, I feel. Alright. And then, of course, there's also Tomoko's mother, Tomoko's mother's actually really funny. She's like, Tomoko acts weird around her all the time, like not nearly as much as she does around other people, but still she acts weird around her all the time. And her mother, who remains nameless for some reason, it's just like, yeah, whatever. I think she's pretty much accepted the fact that she has a weird daughter, you know, like she's accepted it and just moved on. So yeah, I do think that's actually really funny. Yeah, anyways, I guess it's pretty much. Is there any other characters that I forgot to mention? Not really. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the characters and the plot summed up in a nutshell. And like I mentioned throughout it, it's just littered with lots of missed opportunities and disappointments. It's still really good, but it's littered with lots of missed opportunities and disappointments. Alright, moving on. We have the music, and now the music isn't anything memorable, I don't think. It's okay. it's definitely decent, but I don't think it's anything fantastic. Alright, so I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. And now we get to the art. Well, first off, the animation. The animation is pretty bad. Like, there's a few scenes here and there throughout the series that spike it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty fucking bad. Alright, moving on. Next up is the art style, and the art... Okay, for the most part, the art's pretty good, but I mentioned this throughout all my episode reviews, I'm pretty sure, for the most part, and I gotta mention it now then. There are so many fucking scenes in this anime where, like, Tomoko will be shaded in gray, and the rest of them will be normal, or vice versa. Everyone else will be shaded in gray, and Tomoko will be normal. Now, I think I know what they were trying to get with this, which was, you know, Tomoko's away from everyone else. She's different than everyone else. She's not included with everyone else, and so that's why they did it. I don't know if you call it symbolic or not, but it just felt really off-putting to me, and I just didn't like it at all. Alright, and there's also some lots of yeah, sorry about that. I've been talking a lot today. There's also lots of scenes in this anime where background characters don't have faces at all. Are you fucking kidding me? No, okay, I don't care for the background characters. That's just fucking lazy. Alright, it really is. That's just really fucking lazy. So yeah, pretty much all I have to say about that. Just wow. Yeah, hold on. Alright, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about with this series, though. Now let's get into my final review. The series overall is really good, but there were lots of littering problems with it, such as laziness with the art at times, in terms of no faces, and also the gray tints, which I didn't like at all. And also, as I mentioned before, lots of disappointments and missed opportunities with the plot and characters that I really wish they would have covered, and perhaps with a longer series, or perhaps if there happens to be a season 2 in the future, which I wouldn't mind. Perhaps they can cover them there. I really hope they do. If there is a season 2 in the future, I really hope it's not just a rinse and repeat of this fucking season, because that would be really disappointing. Alright, I really hope that they tend to take the plot a lot more serious there and actually have, I don't know, character development. That's another thing. There's not a single fucking bit of character development in this series, which was mind-boggling, really. So, yeah. Overall, I'm going to give this series a well-deserved 6.7 out of 10, because for what it's worth, it's not bad. It's definitely well above average, but I was expecting so much more, and I was just let down. Alright, quite a bit, actually. So, yeah. Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.